Doctor, I'd like to kiss you goodbye.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 uncomfortable on-screen kisses.
And you need to know that I'm in love with you. And I want you to choose me instead of him.
For this list, we'll be looking at awkward, icky, and odd lip locks on the big screen. There will be some spoilers, so proceed with caution. What movie kiss grossed you out the most? Be sure to share with us in the comments below so we can bask in the awkwardness with you. Number 10. Andy Hawkins and Sue Ann, Ma, Ellington, Ma. Octavia Spencer, one of the greatest actresses of this century, has a gift for making audiences feel what they are meant to feel.
Move that coffee table. Let's get this party turned up.
And in this case of the 2019 horror film Ma, audiences are meant to feel incredibly uncomfortable. Spencer plays Sue Ann, a woman who befriends and terrorizes a group of teenagers who happen to be the children of her own high school tormentors.
Ben?
Surprise!
When she imprisons the kids in her basement, Andy, the son of her former crush, tries to seduce her as his girlfriend watches.
I love you.
After an awkward smooch, Sue Ann cuts off the seduction with a knife. Number 9. Steve Rogers and Sharon Carter, Captain America, Civil War. Okay, Chris Evans is pretty much perfect, but even he couldn't salvage this ridiculous scene.
Something you gotta see.
In Civil War, Steve attends the funeral of his former flame, Peggy Carter, and learns that Sharon is her great niece. Later, they meet up under a bridge and kiss as Sam and Bucky watch from the car.
Thank you, Sharon.
The moment is awkward enough, but it's even worse in retrospect, since Steve does actually end up with Peggy through some time travel shenanigans in Avengers Endgame. Sharon might be his alternate history relative.
You want to tell me about her?
No, I don't think I will.
That definitely makes for a bizarre family reunion, but it's far from the only instance of time travel related smooching gone wrong. Number 8. Marty McFly and Lorraine Baines, Back to the Future. Speaking of time traveling grossness, this kiss is absurdly uncomfortable for both us and Marty.
My
name is Lorraine. Lorraine Baines.
When he travels back in time, McFly meets the teenage version of his mother Lorraine. She develops a strong crush on her future son, and since Marty can't tell her he's actually her offspring, she kisses him.
You know what I do in those situations?
What?
I don't worry.
Thankfully, Lorraine, like the audience, feels gross about it and stops the kiss before it can get very far.
This is all wrong. I don't know what it is. But when I kiss you, it's like I'm kissing my brother.
While Marty's expression is hilarious, we can't help but wonder how many times he had to brush his teeth afterward. Number 7. Wade, Crybaby, Walker and Alison Vernon Williams, and others, Crybaby. Writer-director John Waters is known for the grotesque, regularly peppering icky moments throughout his films, and kissing scenes are no exception.
Kiss me. Kiss me hard.
In this film, Crybaby, played by a young Johnny Depp, teaches his girlfriend Alison how to French kiss.
I've never given a French kiss before.
Watch, it's easy. You just open your mouth.
The two end up looking more like they're trying to eat each other's faces off. To make matters worse, the scene then shifts to show even more couples who are engaged in graphic displays of swapping spit and tongue fighting. This entire fiasco just makes us want to delete every dating app to avoid people who might have learned to kiss from this film.
1, single salty tear is all they'll ever suck out of this crybaby.
Number 6. Freddy Krueger, Jesse Walsh and Lisa Weber. A Nightmare on Elm Street 2. Freddy's Revenge. The horror in horror movies usually comes from suspense or gore, but this particular film introduced horrifying kisses to the mix. In this sequel, Lisa's love interest Jesse is possessed by the murderous Freddy Krueger, and the possession causes his body to transform into the iconic villain.
I love you, Jesse!
During the film's climax, Lisa kisses Jesse turned Freddy in order to give Jesse the strength to fight back and destroy Freddy.
He'll die with both of us.
This really was for the greater good, but seeing a teenage girl kiss a serial killer is still pretty gross. And Freddy comes back in the end anyway. Number 5. Jacob Black and Bella Swan. The Twilight Saga. Eclipse. The central love triangle of the Twilight films is weird in a lot of ways, but Jacob's pushiness with Bella makes it even worse.
I don't feel that way for you.
I don't buy it.
What don't you buy? That's how I feel.
You feel something else for me. You just won't admit it.
At this point in the franchise, Bella is pretty much set on living forever with Edward. While we don't think that's the healthiest relationship in the world, at least Bella makes a decision for herself. Jacob, however, thinks he can change her mind with an unwanted kiss, which Bella appropriately responds to with a punch.
Flesh and blood and warmth.
This entire situation is made even weirder when Jacob imprints on Bella's baby later on.
Look. It's a wolf thing.
Number 4. Lloyd Christmas and Mary Swanson. Dumb and Dumber. Jim Carrey is a master of facial manipulation, and that skill really comes in handy when trying to make audiences feel uncomfortable during smooching scenes. In this dream sequence, Lloyd Christmas fantasizes about kissing his crush in front of a romantic fireplace. In any other scenario, this would be lovely, but the bumbling Lloyd basically tries to swallow Mary's face. It looks more like he's trying to suck out her soul than make out with her. And Lloyd's extraordinarily intense stare after the horrifying kiss manages to take the scene to another level of hilarious awkwardness. Number 3. Ari and Captain Leo Davidson, Planet of the Apes. There was a similar unpleasant kissing scene in the 1968 original, but the 2001 version feels just a little bit more awkward.
You know, one day they'll tell a story about a human who came from the stars. Changed our world.
Maybe it's the way Mark Wahlberg's Leo grabs Helena Bonham Carter's face, which is very obviously covered in thick layers of latex and makeup. Or maybe it's the obvious lack of chemistry between the two. Whatever the reason, it just feels really weird. We sure hope the ape uprising doesn't happen anytime soon, so we are not subjected to this awkwardness in real life.
Farewell, spaceman.
Number 2. Howard the Duck and Beverly Switzler. Howard the Duck. We promise we dearly love Leah Thompson and are not trying to single her out by putting her on the list twice, but both of these kisses really just make us feel icky.
I've got a headache.
And I got the aspirin.
Be gentle.
Instead of kissing her son, this time around, Leah's character, Beverly, is locking lips to be with Howard the Duck, an extraterrestrial who's accidentally landed on Earth.
Night.
Thankfully, they're interrupted before Beverly becomes too intimate with the finer points of Drake Anatomy. This film is actually the first live-action feature-length theatrical release based on a Marvel Comics publication. We really have come a long way.
Wait a second.
Maybe you're just the kind of bizarro influence we need.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia Organa. Star Wars Episode 5 – The Empire Strikes Back. The Star Wars saga has its fair share of awkward kisses, but this one definitely takes the cake. Princess Leia and love interest Han Solo have several spats before getting together.
Why, you stuck-up, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder!
Who's scruffy looking?
However, during this particular argument, Luke Skywalker gets caught in the crossfire when Leia kisses him to make a point.
Well, I guess you don't know everything about women yet.
While Luke doesn't seem to mind at the time, we can bet he and Leia feel quite differently about the kiss in the next film when they find out that they're twins, separated at birth. Looking back at Empire, we can't help feeling horrified.
I know. Somehow, I've always known.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.